What I've found really useful is to get together with other people working on the same issues and areas, and to share ideas about what long-term reform in this area needs to look like. I think that too often in the policy field it's easy to get stuck into thinking about those immediate priorities, what needs to really happen now, and it's nice to take the opportunity to step outside of that and think about longer term priorities. What should the future of this policies in this field look like?
I think one thing that we found really important at Barnardo's is the ability to actually engage with others in the sector in a really constructive way, where we can actually add our voice to those right across the children's sector and actually hopefully be bigger than the sum of its parts. Too often charities, organisations have to work in quite a siloed way, concentrating on their own priorities, and this has given us a real opportunity to think outside the box, share information and research with other organisations and come to some conclusions which I hope will actually be listened to very strongly by government, because they will be representative right across the sector. I could only urge as many Children England members as possible to actually get involved, because this really is an opportunity.
The manifesto writing process has made myself and my organisation focus its thoughts on what action government could take to improve the well-being of families. Not about children, not about justice, not about many of the other parts that make up the broad piece around family and children's policy, but what actually family policy looks like. And that's been a fantastic process to be involved in. That sharpening of one's thought will actually help us as an organisation develop what we say independently as well as collectively in the years ahead.
Well, it's been really great to be involved in this process. Considerations around children and young people who are caught up in the immigration and asylum system need to be looked at in relation to wider children's issues, because ultimately these are children first and foremost, and they need to be treated as such. And so it's really important that the debate happens within the context of other children's policy.
What I valued most in the manifesto process is the ability to be able to be creative and work alongside other people who are prepared to be creative. I think what the manifesto process has released is an enormous amount of imagination amongst people, where people feel no longer they have to be curtailed or constrained by the current policy parameters, and can really think about what is it that's really necessary and what's essential for young people over the next 10 years.